Hello everybody, it is me Flygon, your coach of the Florida Flygons, and welcome back to another TCL video. I'm a little bit late this time, but when am I not? And today we'll be facing Jeff as our week 4 opponent, who has a team of Infernape, Staraptor, Cresselia, Ditto, Tentacruel, Cradilly, Rotom Frost, Sableye, Mismagius, and Magnezone. Certainly an interesting team to say the least. You will also see that we now have a Dugtrio, which is pretty cool. I traded out Dodrio because Dodrio just seemed like it didn't do anything in any of the matches, unfortunately. Trust me, I really wanted to use Dodrio this draft, but just looking at it from like a matchup perspective, it just didn't fit with anything. So, unfortunately, had to go with the Dugtrio. Also, sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. It's pretty late at night, but I decided I wanted to pump this out just for the hell of it, you know? Anyways, with all that being said, let's take a look at the team that we built for Jeff. He certainly has a scary team, I will say that, but I feel like our prep is really good. So, yeah. First of all, we got a Lumberry Scizor. So it stands for U-turn Bullet Punch, max HP, max attack, running a very offensive Scizor. That's primarily just going to be used for chipping down threats and gaining momentum with U-turn and such. It's a pseudo check to Cresselia. Obviously, Calm Mind's a bit scary, but overall, Cresselia can't do anything to us. And it also deals with Sableye pretty well because of that Lumberry, we're able to KO it after a Swords Dance with a Bullet Punch. So don't gotta worry about all that Prankster shenanigans since Prankster is +1 priority, so is Bullet Punch, and since Scizor is naturally faster than Sableye, we don't gotta worry about speed or anything. Sorry, a little out of the breath. Next up, we got a utility, Rotom Heat this week, with Volt Switch, Reflect, Light Screen, and Overheat. Dual screens. No Light Clay, unfortunately. But we do have the leftovers, and this is primarily to set up screens, obviously, and to set up some of our a specific setup sweeper that we'll show in a bit. But also as a general switch into Rotom Frost, since Rotom Frost is scary, and it's also our Magnezone switch in because Magnezone is also pretty scary. But the reason why we have screens on this boy is for Azolf. It is an Expert Belt Nasty Plot set with Psychic Shadow Ball Fire Blast, and this thing just goes in, just straight up. Even with Ditto there, this thing just does so much, and if played correctly, it could just blow through his team immediately, especially with that Reflect and Light Screen. So Azolf's goal is just to like destroy pretty much. Next up we got Donphan, Stealth Rock, Roar, Earthquake, Ice Shard. My bad. With max HP, max defense, just standard bulky Donphan. It's gonna do its best to handle threats like Staraptor and Infernape as a kind of check to those threats, even though Choice Band Staraptor is by far the scariest thing on his team, against me at the very least. So getting up rocks is very key into chipping down the Staraptor and chipping down a lot of his threats in general. And also being able to roar out Cloyster, which he did have a Cloyster. What did he replace? I swear he had a Cloyster, but being able to roar out Cloyster when he had it is very key as well. Yeah, what the hell? I know he brought Cloyster to the match. This always fucking happens. This is why I should fucking make these videos sooner. Whatever. Next up we got Milotic with Skull, Dragon Tail, Recover, Ice Beam. Leftovers, standard bulky Milotic. Pretty much for Cloyster and Infernape and such. Just being able to take hits super well and Dragon Tailing any setup opportunities like Swords Dance Infernape or Shell Smash Cloyster or Nasty Plot Mismagius even. And then last but not least we got Gengar with the Life Orb, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, Thunderbolt, Psychic. And this thing just has the coverage to beat down his entire team. Basically think of it as that Leaking Cleaner. Obviously, this being... I wanted this thing to be Scarfed, but at the same time, I just love the coverage on this thing so much that I couldn't I couldn't not I couldn't I couldn't not use Life Orb. Yeah, that's the sentence. But yeah, that's the team. Very offensive team, but a very scary team at that. That I feel like deals with his team very well. And with that being said, let's just go into the match. And as you can see, yes, he does have Cloister, so told you. But he did bring a team of Cradilli, Sableye, Infernape, Ditto, Cloister, and Staraptor. A scary team, but this is pretty much what I predicted him to bring. So I was pretty happy to see all these threats in team preview, because just all part of the plan. So my lead here was always going to be Rotom, see if I could set up screens early, or just get momentum volt switching. I knew this thing could taunt, so just chipping this thing down with volt switch is very important, especially considering how annoying this thing is for my team. So I go into Donphan. I did this for two reasons. I wanted to bait out Will-O-Wisp, and I was also debating just setting up Stealth Rock immediately. But upon further thought, I was just like, okay, no, that's stupid. Donphan's important. So I go back into Rotom, just baiting out that Will-O-Wisp and trying to get more chip with Volt Switch. So he switches out into Ditto, I Volt Switch, and then I just get a free switch into Donphan because he really can't do that much to me with this Rotom set. And rocks are extremely important, especially against a team like this. Like, just look at how important rocks is. So he sets up a Reflect. I'm completely chill with that because I get up rocks, which is super important. He goes into his Cradilli, which I don't mind because I just roar, because I was honestly predicting him to go Cloister, but this worked too. And chipping down Staraptor is big, very, very big, especially if it's banded. So he gets off the Intimidate, not Reckless, very good. And this thing isn't banded either, great. So I'm able to roll that thing out and get chip on it, a lot of chip. And next time that thing comes in, it's going to be at pretty low HP. And then we get Cloister in, which is even better, breaking that sash. And so I could stay in and roar, but I didn't want to risk anything. So I just go into my Melodic. He goes for the safe Icicle Spear, which, yeah. And so I'm just able to Dragon Tail here for free, knowing that he's gonna try and go for that Shell Smash. So basically Cloister is neutralized, because assuming that it was Sash, it now can't set up for free on most of my Mons, even on like Donphan, right? So very, very good. And then getting Cradilli out and chipping that thing down even more, very good. Loving our position right now. So we go into Scizor as it's our dedicated check to Cradilli. We Sword Stance, as he really can't do much against the Sword Stancing Scizor. And I just U-turn, trying to predict an Infernape switch in or anything like that, or a Sableye switch in. And this crit didn't matter, calcing it, but it is still unfortunate either way, you know, Saw in the wound. Now we go Azelf. And he goes into Ditto, trying to see what my Azelf set is. Obviously opposing Azelf is a little scary, but I have my Melodic. I'm able to switch that thing in, and I'm able to sponge a few Shadow Balls, which I'm completely fine with, because I can just Scald here, and I'm able to chip down this Ditto and burn it, which is very good too. So yeah, this time around, I can just recover for free, nothing stopping me. And right now he's in a very bad position because so many of his threats are chipped down. I can just spam Scald for free. He really just can't do that much to me. I wanted a Dragon Tail here, but unfortunately I missed. But it was actually fortunate that I missed, because for some reason he Will-O-Wisped. I guess he wanted to counteract leftovers, but he gave me Marvel Scale, which was better in the long run. So I Dragon Tail that thing out now, and now I can eat Staraptor's hits even better. So this just worked out great for me, to be honest, because now it's only doing 29%, and I'm able to KO Staraptor pretty easily. And at this point, he really can't beat this thing unless this is Sword Stance, which he is. And the reason why I go for recovery here is scout and see what he wanted to do. In hindsight, I should have just scalded, but I really wanted the security of recover, and so I was just like, okay, from this range, I can live I can live like a close combat or a thunder punch. I can chip this thing down with scald, and from there I can see what I can do. But that doesn't happen. Instead, he fire punches, and later on I find out that he didn't even have thunder punch. I don't know if he had CC either, but he just went for fire punch for some reason because he didn't have thunder punch, which was an interesting choice. I don't know why you wouldn't bring thunder punch against a melodic, but hey, you know, we all make sacrifices in the team builder. And unfortunately, this one didn't work out for him because now he just loses to Melodic. And so I was expecting him to recover here, and while it would be annoying, I would be okay with it. But instead, he just scalds, which I'll take that. I'll just take the kill. And yeah, at this point, he really can't do that much to me. He can try and shield smash with this, but doesn't matter because I can just scald here and it'll knock it out if it shell smashes. He tries to rapid spin, he tries to get some chip in with rock blast. It's futile, it doesn't matter. I'm basically taking nothing. And I KO the cloister with scald, and at this point it looks like I'm going to be able to secure another 6-0, my third 6-0 of the season. I don't know why I stayed in here. It was obvious he was going to go for taunt, but I was just trying my luck, seeing if I could get away with it. But now I can just go into Rotom Heat. He foul plays, barely does anything. I want to set up screens for the safety of it. Actually, no. What am I? I'm tired. Fucking thank God past me isn't as dumb as present me. I volt switch for some chip to put it in range of a Gengar Dazzling Gleam, which he has no way of living. And that's game, and that's another 6-0 for the Florida Flygons, which is amazing. So right now we're 4-0 with 3 6-0s, and things are looking pretty good. However, next week we are gonna be facing Fox, who is also undefeated and who is also 4-0. So it's going to be me versus Fox, the only two undefeated players in the season thus far. And he has a very scary team. But it seems like it's going to be a very fun match at that. Which I know it was because it already happened, but fuck it. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go to bed now. I'm fucking tired. Have a beautiful day, afternoon, or night, whatever time zone you're living in. And yeah, peace.